Okay, so now we're into part 4, which is a fun game. So let's just quickly review it. So we've had pre-training, just a small-sided game as the kids arrive. Once training actually starts, we'll have 10 minutes practicing an essential skill. So in this case, it's dribbling. You're just giving them directions, non-competitive environment, just having fun, learning their skill. And now they take that skill into a fun game. Right, so in this case, it's pole. So they're still dribbling, but there's a goal in mind. All right, so how many poles can you get around in a minute? Whatever the case is there. Third, small-sided game with a slight change. So you just want the kids to focus on the skill a little bit. So every now and then just say, well done, or bring in a slight change to make, if somebody does a dribble and then scores a goal, maybe it's worth 2 goals, 2 points. And now we're into part 4, which is once again, it's just another fun game. So kids, they can't concentrate for too long. So, 10 minutes and then you're into a different drill, 10 minutes. It's just a good little break up. They can have a minute's drink in between or a minute's rest, and then they're into it. So part 4 is a fun game. So I'll show you this in detail, but this is called Shipwrecked with Sharks. 2 sharks in the middle. You've got players that start on the island with a ball, and they've got to try and dribble from island to island without getting tagged or without getting their ball kicked away from these 2 sharks in the middle. So this is a bit more in depth than the poles, which was the first fun game. There was no opposition, but now in this one, they've got to really get their head up, and they've got the opponents trying to get the ball off them, so they've got to really work on the skill. So you start off easy. We've started off working on that essential skill, and then we've taken it into a fun game where it was I don't know if non-competitive is the word, but there was no opposition, so they could work on developing it, but not under as much pressure. And now, then they had a game where they could work on that skill. And now we're back into another fun game where it's competitive and there's a bit more pressure, so they have to do it a bit more realistically. Sometimes it mightn't work out where you can have an easier skill game to start with and then a game like this, but if you can, definitely do it that way. And then the last part of a training session, small-sided game. Like I said at the start, every footballer from the age of 3 through to 73, they just want to play football, don't they? So set up a game, let them loose, don't stop it, just encourage them. Watch, if they do that skill that you've been working on, say, well done, give them a bit more encouragement. But it's really just to let them have fun at the end of the session. And, they should be incorporating those skills that they should be naturally incorporating those skills that they've learned during the session. All right, so here it is again. So pre-training, small-sided games. Let the kids get straight into a game as they arrive at training. We don't want to waste a minute, right? If you're there 20 minutes before training starts and there's kids there, throw them a ball, let them have a juggle, and then once there's 2 or 3 kids, get them into a game, get the parents involved, or if you're free, you jump in as well. It's good chance. Part 1, essential skill practice. Like I said, just work on that skill. So we've got passing, dribbling, 1v1, shooting. They're the 4 main things to keep in mind that you want to focus on for that session. Part 2, fun game. So it should be just a soccer-related game that works on that skill. Okay, and I'm going to give you, like I said, I'll give you probably about 8 or 10 games to work on that you'll have up your sleeve. So, and all of those work on those 4 skills. Part 3, small-sided game with a slight change. So I think you're getting the hang of it now. So that's the game, and you just want to bring in a slight reward, I suppose, if to encourage the players to do that skill that you're working on. Right? If you dribble and score a goal, it's worth 2 points, 2 goals, things like that. And then another fun game, if you can make it a bit harder than the first fun game, a bit more pressure, do it, but it's not essential. And then part 5, like I said, everybody wants to finish with a small-sided game. So I'll put this as a downloadable, printable PDF. So it's good to keep it in your pocket, especially for the first few weeks of training until you get that clear in your head. But honestly, if you can base all your training sessions around this, you're laughing. Okay, you don't have to be Pep Guardiola and think that you need to have players in this set position, and we're going to work on the front three press and all this stuff. All it takes is a small area, a ball each, and then you're working on things like this. And you don't have to come up with different drills every week. It's best to have. If you run out of time, take one of these fun games out and just let them play. Okay, don't think that you have to come up with these magical different things all the time. All right, if the kids are enjoying a fun game and they want to keep playing for another 5 minutes, let them keep playing. It doesn't matter. Okay, if they're really enjoying it and you can see that they're getting a lot out of it. If one goes for 15 minutes and you have to knock the final game down by 5 minutes, or this one, doesn't matter. All right, so there's no hard and fast rules, but this is a good layout and it will take you a long way in coaching young kids.